Yeah, it's CC, CEO. Wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a gold builder that can teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
Hey, this is Constance Carter. Hey, everybody out there in Fly Nubian Queen land. It's your girl, Constance Carter, and I'm excited about what we have to share tonight. What's going on? Well, if you're here with me tonight, I want all the kings and the queens to check in. Kings and queens, where you at? Check in. Where you hailing from? Where are you hailing from tonight? Are you on the East Coast? Are you on the West Coast? Are you down south? Are you up north? Are you in Australia? Are you in England? Are you in Africa? We want to know where you at today, and we want to hear from you. So go ahead and put in if you a king or you a queen, and let us know where you're hailing from. And while you're doing that, I want to make sure that you are subscribing to Fly Nubian Queen on our YouTube page and on our Facebook page every day. Please, please, please. We want you to check in with us because we want you to hear everything black, and we want you to talk black to us because we're going to talk black to you. All right. And then I want you to go over to Nobody Works Harder Than Constance Carter. That's me. Hey, Donna Castillo, San Jose, California. Yes, my hometown. I want you to go over to Nobody Works Harder Than Constance Carter. And I want you to subscribe to that page too, because I give a lot of great information. And then I want to make sure that the queens, any queens in the house? Queens, yes. I want to make sure you text the word queens to 31996. So that you can receive all kind of free updates and great information that Fly Nubian Queen has going on. So look, I see all you guys checking in. What's up, Cerise? Helen from New York City. Pam's from Kentucky. Black in the Queendom from Waco, Texas. Yes, King Mark. Hey, Yehoshaphat Ben Israel. You a king from Wilmington, North Carolina. Look at y'all. Yes, kings and queens are in the building, and it's hundreds of you tonight. Will be thousands of you joining in because I know you guys want to hear about how and which ways that you can create wealth. And we have so many strategies. And I'm so super lucky. Now, if you know anything about me, you'll know that I'm not the big ideation person. Like, I do not come up with the greatest ideas. I just happen to hang out with really super smart people. And today I'm going to talk. I want to bring on somebody that is super smart. That actually, she works with me. She's one of the agents that works at Catalyst Real Estate Professionals. And for those of you who don't know what Catalyst Real Estate Professionals is, we are the largest African American owned real estate firm in California. We're African American owned, but not African American only. And I just happen to be the CEO of Catalyst Real Estate Professionals, and CEO of a couple of businesses. But my goal is to just bring you information that's going to give you and create your best life for you. That's going to give you the best information so that you can create your best life. And today I have on a special guest. She happens to have the same last name as me. Everybody thinks we're sisters, but we're not sisters. Her name is Katrina Carter, and she is a specialist. She helps people get into multi-units to create their wealth plan. And one of the great things that we do at Catalyst is we don't just sell you a home. We're not just trying to, sell a bunch of people a home. We are not transactional. We are transformational. How do we do that? We help you sit down and create your wealth plan. What does that look like? Well, it looks like, single family homes. It could look like multi-unit homes. It could look like apartment buildings. It could look like you buying the whole block. But we are going to show you how to do that. And we're going to dig a little bit deeper at Constance Carter VIP, and we're going to do some Q&As where we can really get right down to it and get down to the nitty gritty to show you exactly, give you the nuts and bolts. But today we're going to share some information. We're going to share some stories with you. We're going to share some experiences that we've had and some great successes that we've had in helping others to be able to create their wealth plan. Because if you didn't know, Forbes magazine had an article that said by the year 2053, median Black wealth was going to be a zero. And right now, our median wealth is about $17,000, where our white counterparts is at about $170,000. And there's a huge wealth gap, and it's dwindling. And one of the biggest ways that we can close that wealth gap is through real estate investment. So how many people on here, how many kings and queens on here actually own real estate? Go ahead and put it in the comments box. If you own real estate, go ahead and put it in the comments box. How many kings and queens on here want to own real estate? If you want to own real estate, put it in the comments box because we want to help you. And I don't care where you are. We're licensed in California, but we can help you in whatever state that you're in and give you the, whatever tools and whatever information that you need. So if you want to own real estate, put that in the comments box too, because we're going to give you some tools and we're going to give you some tips and we're going to give you some techniques on how you can do that. All right. So let's bring on Miss Katrina Carter and we're going to talk all about it. Make sure that while you're listening to this great information, that you like it, that you love it, and that you share. Because we don't want to just you to have this information. We need your mama, your auntie, your cousin, your daddy, your uncle. We need everybody to hear this information because building wealth and creating better communities for our people is not just about us. It takes a village. And so we need more. We need everybody to hear this information because Katrina is going to give it to you today. She's going to drop that information for you. All right. So,
hello,
Katrina Carter. Katrina, there are hundreds and hundreds of people on here with us today. And obviously they want to hear everything that you have to give them about these house hacks. What did you call this? What we talking?
We're about to hack home ownership.
Come on.
Unit investments. Hi, Constance. Hi, everybody. I am so excited to be here today because this is my favorite topic. I like to say that I started it first and everybody catapulted and piggybacked on it. But but no, seriously, Constance mentioned it already. One of our focuses at Catalyst is multiple streams of income, which is why I knew I needed to be part of the Catalyst family. And buying a multi-unit property is my favorite way of killing two birds with one stone, becoming a homeowner and an investor at the same time. And it's something that I did myself back in the early 2000s. I bought a place. I tell this story repeatedly about how I bought a place and then helped one of my best friends buy a place. And then she and I both rented out our places and we bought a property together. And then 2 years later, she refinanced, bought me out. I went and bought another property and started the snowball. And from there, I started teaching people how to do the same thing. And I helped other friends. I helped single women who would do that together. I helped families who would do that together. And at the time, we were doing it mostly with single family homes. And then once I thought about multifamily properties and how much that takes it to the next level, I was like, oh, we got to teach everybody this.
That is so dope. So what made you decide to do a multifamily home as opposed to a single? Because you said you started out with single family homes. What made you start doing multifamily homes?
When I looked at the rents, when I started running the numbers and looked at how much rents were going for, I was like, you know what? This is a way to, especially here in the Bay Area, but I've seen it nationwide. I have friends who've done this in New York. I have friends who've done this in Florida. I have friends who've done it in Louisiana, in Texas, in Arizona, in Chicago. And literally it's the perfect storm of the rents being higher than or almost the same as what a mortgage would be. So when you realize what you can leverage by buying a multi-unit property, sometimes you can almost live rent-free or at least live below what you would have to pay on a mortgage on your own. And at the same time, have someone else building up your equity in your property and then being able to leverage that property to then do more down the road. So that was when I was like, like you just said, that statistic about Black wealth diminishing by 2053 is like, oh, no, we need to reverse this.
We will.
Yes.
We are, the thing about it is we're on the ground and that's what we're doing. And that's the reason why we work so hard is because we see the disparities. Like we help everybody from all walks of life. So don't get it twisted. We want to help everybody, but specifically we know what the numbers say. And so, one of the things that we do is we make sure that we're always educating people. We're always, offering workshops and, different, webinars and things like that so that people could get the knowledge. Because, the Bible says without people perish if they don't have knowledge. And what's been happening to our neighborhoods is we've been diminishing and we've been perishing and we're losing. And this generation, if you didn't know, this generation is worse off than the generation before. And our wealth is continuing to diminish because we don't have the knowledge. And so it's been our mission. It's been our goal to make sure that we're putting stuff in the forefront. We want to make sure that we have the opportunities that we can provide that to people. And I mean, the information is absolutely for free. And the thing about it is, people say you make it look so easy, you make it sound so easy. You know why? Because it is. It's really not as hard as a lot of people think. The thing about it is, people don't like to do the work.
They get confused. There's so much of information that's out there and so much that is contradictory that I can see, and we've experienced it with our clients where they're told one thing. There's people that still believe the only way you can buy a property is with 20% down.
Right.
Or that you have to have over a 720 credit score.
Right.
Or, so we spend a lot of our time demystifying a lot of what's out there and helping give people clarity and just being able to see the possibilities of what can happen. There's so many clients who just last year that we were able to, when we started with our ownership seminar, first thing at the beginning of the year, that we were able to say, hey, you guys, there are possibilities to getting your credit cleaned up and creating your financial plan and building wealth and investing in multi-units and getting your book done and getting your entrepreneurial activities going and to start those multiple streams of income. So being able to focus on multifamily and building that foundation with multifamily really helps skyrocket everything else happening. And so I like being able that we get to educate people that, one of my favorite things about multifamily is that especially when you do as a primary residence, people don't even know the loan opportunities you have access to because you're buying as a primary residence as opposed to just an investment property. But we get to teach them that, and we get to share with them exactly how to do that and how to structure that.
So let's talk about some more of those myths, because you said a couple of things. People think that you need a 720 credit score. People think that you need 20% down. What are some other myths that you've run into with people not wanting to purchase, homes or even multi-unit homes?
Well, even like I just highlighted, the fact that you can get into a multi-unit property with only 3 to 3.5% down is huge. And they just raised what are called the loan limits, which we'll share more about the details of what that is later. But basically, to give you even more opportunity to do that with only 3 to 3.5% down. And that's up to 4 units. So for example, we happen to be here in the Bay Area on a 4-unit property. That's $1.5 million. One of my clients just commented on what we did for her. We'll share more about that story in a little bit, but it's amazing what can happen with those loan programs that are out there that people just don't know even exist. So that the credit score, the total 20% down payment, the fact that it's like, we're not just saying you don't have to put 20% down. Oh, you have to put 10, you have to put 5. No, 3.5. That's little bit on a property.
Yeah. So tell us about some of your folks that you've helped, because you just mentioned, one of your clients just popped in and she mentioned it. Tell us about some of the people that you've helped.
So my client, Lysandra, she just commented, so everyone saw that on the screen. She came to our Wealth Empowerment Summit last year, and that's where we met. And she heard me say this right there on the stage, and she was like,
"Yep, we're speaking about multi-units."
Yes. And I was like, "No, that's totally possible." And she said, "No, that's not possible. We can't do that." And she spoke into existence. She and I joke about it all the time. She's like, "Okay." And she wrote down, "I'm going to do this by the end of 2019. She said by December 31st, 2019. Well, guess when we closed on her duplex?
When?
December 30th, 2019.
Oh, God.
Literally closed December 30th, 2019.
Wow.
And so we always joke about it. It's like, okay, be careful what you write down, because it's going to happen exactly that way.
Right.
But it's also because we spend a lot of time not just educating, but helping people overcome fears. And because a lot of times what holds us back from accomplishing our goals are the self-talk, the things that we have going on in our head. And it's just because of our own experiences and what we've learned and what we were taught over the years that get in there and keep telling us we can't when we can.
Yeah.
And so that's what I am fortunate enough to be able to do with my clients, is helping them, guide them through that process. And when, someone says, oh, I can't do that, or that's not going to happen for me, it's not that you can't, it's that your fears are telling you that. So we get to spend time doing that together. And that's what she and I did. And so when I first approached the idea of a multi-unit property, she's like, I don't have the income to qualify that. I was like, well, guess what? The income from the property from that second unit or third unit or fourth unit helps you qualify. Most people don't know that. It's another beautiful thing about multi-unit properties.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a matter of, oh, I have to find the right property where the numbers work. So that's what we did. We spent time finding the right property and making sure that the numbers worked. And once we did, and we were able to get her a property with a special loan program that was able to do rehabilitation on the property and purchase, all included in the loan. Right. When I tell you the possibilities are endless, this is why it's my favorite thing. And you see the excitement, the energy, I get all juiced up talking about this.
Right. Right. And, that's why I say, Katrina, I always say that we're transformational and we're not just transactional, because a lot of our job is not just selling you a home, but it's really setting the expectation and helping to get you in that mindset of the possibilities. Because, I have had home buyer workshops where I've had people who, they just showed up because, they showed up, but they never thought in their mind that it was possible for them to even own a home. Like, I can't own a home. It's not in the card for me. Nobody in my family's ever owned a home. And for a lot of us, that's something that, we it's simple. We do it all day, every day. But people, they have this thing, this limiting belief that tells them that I'm not worthy. I know people who says that they're not worthy to, have wealth, or I know somebody who said they weren't worthy to have a nice car. So first, getting over those humps of the things that you have limited yourself to say that I can't do that, or I can't have that. You absolutely can have everything that you want to have. You just have to open up yourself to say, you know what? I do deserve it. I can have it. It is for me. And then speak those things as though they were. Just like you said, Lizandra, she wrote it down. She set a goal and she made it plain, and it happened no less than one day after she said that goal was going to happen. That's huge. Yep. But that's how a lot of things happen. And so being, transformational is, key, changing your mindset, knowing that I can. Guys, I mean, put in the comments box. Like, I'm so excited about that part, is the fact that she set that goal and she said, this is something that I'm going to do. So I'm excited about that part. So you guys, in your mind, especially those of you said, because there's so many of you said, I'm not a homeowner yet, Constance, but I want to be a homeowner. Put that I will be a homeowner by, and put a date by that. Yes. I will own a multi-unit or whatever it is by, and I want you to put a date by that. And let's stamp that, and let's hold you accountable to that. Because if she could do it, and she had no thought in her mind that this was a possibility before she did it, you absolutely can do it too. This is for you. And guess what, you guys? Once you do it once, you can do it again. Girl, come on. Let's talk about it. That is how we build the multiple streams. That is how we start building the generational wealth. Mm-hmm. My goal is to help my clients see the possibility of how many doors they can own. Mm-hmm. Yep. How many doors can you own? Not just properties. How many doors? Come on. If you own a 4-unit property, you own 4 doors. If you own 2 of those, you own 8 doors. In one lot. Exactly. Right? Yep. And that's what we want to help people do. Like, our clients, we get to, like, when Lizandra said that and put those words down, like when Constance just said, write that down and set a date, I always tell my clients, say it as if it already exists. I am a homeowner as of December 31st, 2021. I am. Own it. Because whatever comes after that happens. Nakia, I will, you can keep making that future tense. Absolutely. But if you say I am, it becomes something that really becomes ingrained in you. Mm-hmm. And that's what we get to do. I love it. And Nakia, absolutely, we are going to help you. Yes. I love everything that you're talking about, because I think, life and death begins with the power of the tongue. Setting the intention, though, is everything. Setting the intention is the key to anything that you want. You can unlock anything in your life if you set an intention. And if you did those 4 things, think about it, write it down, speak it, work it, and receive it. But you have to, you have to follow those steps in order to get it.
Yep.
I can also speak to, clients. Like I had a client who bought a single family home, single mother, just her and her son. She bought a single family home. Then a couple of years later, we refinanced her. She bought a duplex. Couple of years later, not even a couple of 6 months later, we refinanced her home and we bought her a triplex. About a year later, she refinanced her home, and bought herself a fourplex. So now she has 10 doors.
See?
From this 3.5% down payment. And she didn't have to come out of pocket with anything else because she pulled the equity from the first property and put it on the second property. Then she pulled the equity from the second property and put it down on the third property. And then and all of them are self-sufficient, right? All of them, the duplex, she has a tenant there that's making her payment. The single family home, she has a tenant there making her payment. The duplex, she has, tenants there making her payments. The triplex, the fourplex, all of them are self-sufficient. Now, are there issues with, maybe you not having a tenant and you need to have a little reserve in there? Absolutely. So make sure that if you're cash poor, maybe pull out a little bit more so that you have a little bit of a, something to the side in the event that, one of your units becomes vacant or you need repairs. But even with the instance of repairs, we have things like home warranties and things like that can really help with those things. So, it's not as overwhelming or cumbersome as you think. It's possible.
It's true. And I'm seeing this fabulous diva. She said, is it okay to say I'm scared? I lost one property already. It's absolutely to say you're scared. I've lost properties. Constance lost properties. We have so many clients who lost properties who we've helped push them through to get to that next level again. So we can actually attest to those fears right there with you because we've been there, been in the trenches with them. And you know what, Constance, you said something earlier that has been stuck in my mind. I wanted to go repeat. You said something about not feeling worthy. A lot of people also feel guilty for becoming homeowners or creating wealth or buying those cars. There's a lot of guilt that comes with that. And one of the things I love about buying a multi-unit property is you also are providing housing to people.
Yeah.
And so for a lot of people, that's been one of the other great benefits of that is a lot of times you can give someone a leg up. There's been clients of mine who've bought a multi-unit and they helped a tenant get in there with the purpose of knowing they were only going to be there for a year and they were going to help them get their credit to become a homeowner as well.
Come on.
Providing opportunities.
Come on. And to this fabulous diva's point too, is it okay to say I'm scared? I lost one property. If you may not know my story, but I filed bankruptcy. I've lost homes just like Katrina said, short sold homes, foreclosed on homes, been, homeless, have had my car repossessed. So I've been through the trenches, but scared money don't make money. And that's what I know for sure. And so the only way that you can overcome your fear is just by doing it. It's just by doing it. Just not letting your fear take hold of you and hold you hostage from you being able to reach your dreams. And so you're gonna have to throw that fear out. That's that being afraid, that being scared, throw that away. Because the only way, I don't know if you have kids, but my kids, I know Donovan, for you, Katrina, that's your why, right?
That's it.
Everything I do is because of them. So I can't let my own fears get in the way because I got to do some stuff for them. They need some things. So that's what we have to look at. If you don't want to do it for yourself, then find your why. Find something else that drives you to do the things, to overcome the things that you need to do.
Yep. And let's see, who else? Nakia said, some people lack resources. You know what? That's absolutely true. But one of the great things we do is we help you find resources you didn't even know that you had access to, or we help you plan for those. I have clients that I started with and we just keep working on it and keep working that plan for 2 years. And then they make it happen because they stuck to the plan and they made the sacrifices necessary because they understand my favorite saying. All my clients hear me say it. My son gets sick of it. Short-term sacrifice, long-term gain.
Hello.
That's all we do.
Becker said, if you are willing to do what is hard, life will be easy. But if you're willing to do what is easy, life will be hard. And if you're only going the easy route in life, you're going to struggle in other things. If you're only willing to be complacent and not stretch yourself and not get out of your comfort zone, then you're going to struggle in other areas. So I'd rather just bite the bullet.
Yep.
Let me go ahead and take this risk. Let me just go ahead and make the sacrifice and see what I can make happen, because I'd rather do that and fail than to not do anything and struggle. Boom. Right?
Yep. Like Gina said, scared money don't make money. That's Look, all my people's coming through. Someone else said, let's see, Facebook user, can you address landlord fears? I worry about the headaches of that role. You know what? I totally get the headaches of that. However, it's happened so minimally. I know it sounds crazy, and it's no, Katrina, that's just you, or that's just your particular clients. No, when you prepare yourself correctly, you'd be surprised how you attract the people who are going to care for your property just as much as you would.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction. And we buy property, it's not like we're buying properties in the best neighborhoods all the time. Sometimes in those neighborhoods that are transitioning, and we're helping make sure that we're helping the neighborhood transition, as opposed to those people who say something about, well, I don't want this neighborhood gentrified, or I don't want people who don't care about our culture coming in. No, we're going to take care of our own culture. We're going to do it ourselves. Mm-hmm. And we're going to make sure we take care of those people who want to rent in that neighborhood, and eventually teach them how to develop a homeowner mindset. That's quite often what I found is the challenge with those tenants that might give you challenges, is that they just don't have a homeowner mindset. They weren't taught that.
Yeah. And that's the thing for a lot of people. And you know what, Katrina, we're getting so many questions. What I want to do is I want you guys to go to Constance Carter VIP, because I want to really, really dig deep.
Yes.
And Katrina, if you wouldn't mind joining me next Tuesday, and we can really, really talk about how these people can get into some multi-units and really show them, what kind of credit score they need, how they need to prepare themselves, how they can overcome their fear, like all those things to really get them ready. Yep. So that they can start building wealth and creating a legacy plan for their children. Let's talk about how to create a legacy plan next Tuesday. So you guys go ahead and subscribe to ConstanceCarterVIP.com, because Katrina and I are going to talk to you about how to create your legacy plan through multi-unit investments.
Yes.
How many people want to create their legacy plan through multi-unit investments? How many of you, like Laz says, I want to be like that young sister who bought the single family home and then bought a duplex, a triplex, and a fourplex? How many people want to do that? How many people want to create their legacy to their wealth plan? Go to ConstanceCarterVIP.com, and we're going to talk about it next Tuesday in our Q&A session, because we want to put you up on some game. And actually, if you subscribe now, it's absolutely for free. So go ahead and subscribe now, get this free game that we about to drop on you. Yep. So what I want to talk to you about, Katrina, is some more stories that you have on some people that you've helped do the same thing, because I think when people hear like Laz or some of the other folks that you've helped, that they understand that they can do it too. Because, the young single mom that I helped, didn't make a whole lot of money. She had a pretty good job. She didn't have a degree, wasn't making over $100,000 a year. She had a good steady job. She had some 401k. She was able to pull out some 401k, and she actually was doing Uber as well. So she did Uber part-time to build up cash flow to kind of help to pay, for some of the down payment. So she made sacrifices in order to do it, So, what are some of your other stories?
I had another, it's funny you mentioned Uber. I had another client who did the same thing with driving Lyft. She knew I used to drive Lyft when I was getting my businesses going again. And so I told her, I was like, hey, that's a great way to make some money. And she did the exact same thing. She's like, you know what? I can do that evenings and weekends. And that money will go specifically towards paying down my debt and coming up with my down payment for my property. So we did the same thing, and we found her multi-unit in order to and we were able to find a property that 2 of the units were already occupied, and they were bringing in market rents, and she was able to move into that 3rd unit, and she was like, there's no way in the world, I never would have thought this was possible.
Wow.
And then a year later, we were able to refinance that property, and she was able to pull cash out and pay down the rest of her debt. And now we're getting her prepared to do the same thing next year.
Wow. Yep. And then I have a young lady, I think last year she bought a duplex, and she bought a duplex for her and her dad. She's a teacher. Didn't make a whole lot of money. Teachers don't make a whole lot of money, but she bought a property, one side for her, one side for her dad. I mean, they both had the privacy where, I want to be close to my dad, but I don't want to live with my dad. And then at some point, if I want to move him out, or, I want to move out, then that's more cash flow. I'm going to make more from 2 units than I am if I were to buy 1 unit.
Yeah.
So if there's a family member that you have, say that you want to move in together, and you want to, me and my mama, like my mom had lived with my sister at one time. And I told my sister I would shovel shit before I live with my mama, right? Get so many words. My mama is a busybody. I love her to death, but I ain't living with my mama. However, if I had to live with my mama, I would probably buy a duplex. So I would have a door.
As I did. So.
Right. I mean, but there are certain situations where you could go in with family members. There's so many different things, in other cultures, like in the Vietnamese culture, they'll come together, they'll pull all their funds together, and they'll help one another. And then one will come out, and then, they'll buy 2 more units, and then they'll help several of their family members get out, and then they'll buy some more units. And that's, that's sort of the principle. Like when I was growing up in San Jose, we had, a huge Vietnamese population, and, some of my best friends were, some of the Vietnamese kids, and we used to laugh at them because they would go home and there'd be 30 of them living in the house. Right. And we would laugh, but they were practicing collective economics.
Yep.
They understood group economics. Right. And now if you go to San Jose, they own all of damn San Jose. Every shopping center that you go to in San Jose is a Vietnamese owned shopping center, because they know how to practice group economics. And so you can utilize these multi-units in the same way, where you're practicing collective economics and you're helping one another. And then you just start dominating. It's like you said, Katrina, let's play Monopoly.
Let's play Monopoly. I'm not just a realtor. I'm also a client of myself.
Come on.
I actually live in a triplex. My mother lives next door. And we did it specifically for that. I was like, you know what? It just makes way too much sense. And it was a property that she lived in previously. We just had a great relationship. So I was able to use some other creative financing strategies in order to get the property off market. So these are all the things that we'll get to teach you when we meet with you guys next Tuesday.
ConstanceCarterVIP.com. Yeah. So Katrina, let's talk about some of the other strategies, like some of the other wealth creation, because we talk about not just multi-units, because we talked about that, but like what about like apartment buildings and buying the block? Like what kind of how can they get there? Because buying an apartment building seems so far-fetched for so many people. So how can they get from like, damn, I just want to own a home, to now I got 10 units? How do they get to there?
So one of the things we help you do is show you how to leverage to get there, how to use different creative financing strategies, how to use a self-directed IRA, how to use other ways of building wealth, and how to do so in different states. How to, one of the things I was grateful to do was help build student housing for one of the HBCUs down south about 10 years ago. And so that way I got into student housing. And how you can utilize 6 to 10 units was a good fit in order to make it where the numbers made sense for someone who was just getting into investing, and at the same time make it worthwhile for students. And we did souped up student housing. So they were fully furnished. They had full on-site laundry. We made sure they had every amenity that they would want to have the best student housing in the area as part of our development. And so that's something that I like to teach clients on, how you can do that in area. I love doing it for student housing because there's so many universities across the country that those are the best places that I feel, if you want to take the next step from going from the 2 to 4 units to going into apartments, to do so starting in the university and college communities.
And see, the thing I love about you, Katrina, is you are a true teacher, right? You're not just, because if you look at a lot of real estate professionals, a lot of, they just want to sell you a house and get you out their face.
Right.
And, Katrina is one of the leaders within our organization that she not only teaches her clients, she also teaches other agents. And it's, we have a really collaborative agency where everybody shares. But what you get when you work with a Katrina, is you're going to get somebody who's going to actually, she says, we're going to look at what the numbers look like. Like some people, look, I'm only getting paid one commission. I ain't got time to be sitting up here showing you, some people have that mentality. Let me go to take the road of least resistance. Let me go the easiest route. Let me just sell you a house, get you out of my face, because I don't feel like doing all that work, because I'm going to get paid the same, but I'm going to do more work. Her passion is really sitting down and helping you figure out what that looks like, because it's not just about you buying a home. Do the numbers look right?
Right.
Is it beneficial for your future?
And it's funny, it's one of the reasons why Constance made me go get my lender's license. Notice I said made, because I avoided that like the plague for
like, I do not want that in my business.
I was like, no, I don't want to sit down and talk that. She was like, you already talk numbers all the time anyway. Why? Are you kidding me? Why would you?
You were talking numbers, you were managing the transaction, you were doing everything except for getting paid as a loan officer. I was like, what are you doing? Like, that's the thing about at Catalyst is like, I tried to make it to where, when we talk about wealth principles, the principle to building wealth is having multiple revenue streams. You have to have more than one source of income. And so we don't just teach it, we practice it. And so we've implemented things within our company that says, you're able to do this and you're able to do this so that you will have multiple revenue streams. And so I was like, why would you just do all the work, but only have one single stream? And now the girl is killing it. She could easily make $100,000 in a month just selling a couple of houses in the Bay Area, doing the loan and selling the home. I mean, it's great. It's great for you, Katrina, but that's not your motivation.
It's made me a better agent. Like I get to be so much more hands-on with my clients now and even create better strategies from doing that. And adding that piece to the puzzle. Literally, Laz was one of the first people who got to benefit from that. But so I saw Gina pop up in here, and she was another one of my clients that we got to do that with. I saw Tiffany pop up in here, and these are all people who I was like, okay, tell me what your goal is, and let's look at everything. Okay, let's look at these loan programs. Let's look at what you already have. Let's look what else you can bring to the table, what other resources, what other programs are available. How can we pull all this together in order to reach your immediate goal and then your long-term goals? And so that's why I'm very blessed to get to do what I do, but love being able to sit here and share this information with you guys. And this is just tip of the iceberg. We're just kind of chit-chatting right now.
Yeah. Katrina's middle name is strategy. That's all she ever talks about. I do strategies in cooking. I do strategies in health and wellness. I am a strategic strategist.
Yes, as Brandy said, Katrina with the strategies.
That's it. Katrina with the strategy. I do strategy in organizing. Katrina is like the coolest friend ever, because I needed help. I was actually remodeling my bedroom, and actually not my bedroom, my bathroom. And Katrina rustled up a posse about 2 weekends ago. Rustled up a posse and had some folks come to my house and got me totally organized. She's an organizational strategist. And it took 5 of us 8 hours to organize the stuff that was going on in my house. And she was like, okay, do this and this. And that's pretty much how she operates her business. Like, she has a really strategic mind frame. So she knows how to put things together to make things work. And that's what I love about you, girl.
I got little building blocks going on in here.
Yeah. Mel said he needs a website. Make sure you go to ConstanceCarterVIP.com.
Yes.
ConstanceCarterVIP.com to subscribe so that you guys could join in on the Q&A if you want to develop your wealth plan. We are going to be doing that next Tuesday, and giving you some real nuts and bolts on how to create your strategy. Listen, you absolutely can do it. Now, if you have a job, okay, you can own a home.
Yes.
Simple. If credit's a challenge, that's fine. I have a book. We know how to help you with your credit. That's not a biggie. As long as you have a job, if you need money for down payment, there's down payment assistance options available to you. So there are things that you can overcome. If there are obstacles, there are solutions that can help you overcome those obstacles. It's just about taking that step and getting out of that fear that Katrina talked about earlier, right, Katrina?
Oh yes, that is number one. We really do more so around mindset, because we can come up with strategies all day, but you can talk yourself out of those strategies.
Hello.
I know too many people who have done it, been there, done that. And so the whole focus is changing that mindset. Like I always say, flip your mindset, flip your life. And so that is my goal, is to help you guys flip your mindset in order to be able to achieve these goals. And I really, really believe multi-units is my favorite strategy. It's not the only one, but it's my favorite strategy to get there.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeremiah said, I really appreciate how you have worked with my wife, Asha, and her clients. You real estate agents have a lot of patience. God bless all of you special people. So that's Asha's husband. Now, Asha is one of our agents, and you actually do some loans for Asha. So you work really closely with Asha on the loans. I did a one-on-one with Asha today. She's one of our agents, and just beautiful, just beautiful. She's been with us only since April and is absolutely killing it. Like, y'all, I mean, I'm just full off of watching my agents and their successes. And, I'm so it's the end of the year, and I normally do one-on-ones with my agents, and just kind of building, seeing how they're building their business plans and helping them strategize like Katrina does with their businesses. And it just brings me so much joy to see them reaching their own goals, not my goals that I've set for them. If their goal is selling 2 houses for the year, I want to support you in selling 2 houses for the year. How can I help you reach that goal, whatever that goal is? And it just, just having people, Jeremiah, to your point, like Asha on the team, she is definitely an added gem to what we have going on at Catalyst. And she fits right in with the culture of collaboration and everything that we do. Katrina too.
Asha and I are doing a mastermind session together next week.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh yes. So doing some big things for 2021.
Beautiful. That's right. One family, one love, homie. That's right. So anyway, listen, do you have anything else you want to share before we let them go, Katrina?
I'm looking forward to sharing more details with you guys next Tuesday. So those of you who are going to jump on with us, I'm looking forward to that. I just saw another one of my clients pop in here. I love y'all. Y'all are the best, I swear. But these are all people who have taken these strategies and actually implemented them over the last few years. And it's been amazing to see what's happened to each of one of their lives and each of their families' lives. And we're looking forward to help you guys do the same thing.
Absolutely. And this is the real, the transparent. We are here to simply help. And, we believe in the principle that if you can help one person be successful, then you in turn will be successful. And so we ain't got no problems in eating because, we're always willing to help one another. And what we know for sure, that what God has for us is for us, and we will get everything that is for us. So, we just always continue to walk in our purpose. So that's just a lesson, for everybody else, that whatever it is that you are to do, whatever you were called in your purpose, walk in your purpose, because what God has for you is truly, truly, truly for you, and nobody can take it away. Get all the abundance, get access to all the abundance that's out there, because it is available to everybody who wants it. The problem is everybody doesn't want it, but if you want it, you can have it.
Yep.
All you got to do is go get it. So anyway, we thank you. We appreciate you for hanging out with us. We got hundreds and hundreds of people that are watching right now. And, listen, go to ConstanceCarterVIP.com. Make sure that you subscribe, because we are going to dig deep and talk about these strategies for you next Tuesday to get your wealth plan developed. All right. All right, Katrina. Thank you, lady. I appreciate you. We'll see you next time. All right.
Yeah, it's CC, CEO. Wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a goal builder that can teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to pass your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black on.